Hey everyone, welcome back to Modlife Season 3, Episode number 53. Picking up right where we left off last episode, made a few minor adjustments since we left off last. Been a little incapacitated lately. In fact, I'm still in recovery mode. I've had a few illnesses, some sinus problems, and then, well, that just kind of led to me getting a little sick. You guys might still kind of notice I got a little pressure congestion or something, and hopefully I don't have to cough too much. But anyway, we left off working on compressing ourselves some iron with our new production of a weapon in our weapons production facility. Well, factory, yeah, more or less. So I went ahead and actually increased the size of our screen here, kind of played around with some ideas here. I'm going to be fixing this up a little bit more, and I really want to work on how to actually get this working a little bit better and a little bit more reliably. So if you guys do have some ideas, please put them down in the comments below. In fact, I've also went ahead and took one of the comments from last episode. Someone told me we could rename this to the Iron Relay power switch, but this had a little bit of an issue. Basically, I don't know if I can actually, like, I don't know, I might be able to redo that. Maybe we could put like a text module in the top and then put the button on the bottom, and then we'll just hit the activate underneath it and stuff like that. I don't know, that might actually work. So anyways, the way we actually got the screen this size is we use a wrench on it. As you can see, it's got a couple different options. This is really cool. I like this. You can actually set it up to where it has like, it looks like it's just like a hologram sitting in front of you. Pretty awesome. We can make it even bigger than that and make that into a giant, you know, hologram thing. That looks actually kind of cool. I like that. So if we, I kind of been poking around with it also. So if we, say for instance, we'll pull this out for the time being. Let's pop that away. If we just like hit this, this is set to, it's not toggle. So it's not toggled. So if we just hit it and just kind of make sure we, you know, left click it a couple times, it kind of seems to always work, and then it always outputs us 16. I went ahead and set it to 16 compressed iron for the time being, so it seems to be doing a pretty decent job, not too bad. So we set that and it goes back to normal, and then we just right click and cycle through the things again. But I kind of like this one. I'm gonna set with this one for the time being, and we'll play around with it in a minute. So let's continue on our automation of a new weapon. Well, I want to say, let's start with this. We're gonna get this out of the way for one. We're gonna grab ourselves, where is these things? What are these things called again? I think they're called inserters. That's right. I like these little guys from Magnetic Craft. It's been a few days, guys. Hopefully you guys had a good holiday. I did as well, until I got, well, you know, a little, under the weather. It was like, okay, holidays are over. I decided to spend a little time with the family and stuff and all that goodness. And then right after, it's just like, hey, guess what? Time to get sick. It stinks. Well, can't be healthy all throughout the year, I suppose. So we're going to go ahead and grab these things, and let's use this guy, the inserter. We're going to have to flip you around, though, my friend. There we go. Perfect. So that he should be able to actually pull right out of there. And then if we grab ourselves a conveyor belt, I like these so much. These things are wonderful. Grab these, and I see the sun is beginning to set. Ooh, look at that. That's so cool. All right, from here, I want to say, I want to go that way. And before we actually go any further, we're going to sleep through the night because bad stuff happens at night. And we don't like that. So we're going to prevent that by sleeping. I really need to set up something to keep that from happening, just period. We do have the weather controller installed, and we could get that working, but that requires killing things I don't really feel like killing. So, do I really want to run this right next to that? That just looks kind of awkward. I do like using the scaffolding like this, but I'm just kind of unsure if that's how I want to run that. Ooh, you know what we could do? If we right-click on this with a wrench, is it a wrench? No? Oh, nope, I think it's, there we go. A chisel! A chisel makes everything better. It doesn't really change the way the bottom looks, but the top looks a little bit nicer. In a sense. All right, well, we're going to run this off this way a little bit. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to hit our switch, and our compressed iron is going to come out. Now, I do want to set this up. That's going to look tacky, being able to see that there. I want to make this look like a giant shipping crate, and with that being open like that, that doesn't look like a giant shipping crate, so I want to fix that at some point. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that in just a moment. So anyways, this is basically the part where we start making our weapon, and that would be a weapon of destruction itself throughout of all time, the minigun. This is a pretty cool new addition to pneumatic craft. We're going to need a block of compressed iron, thus, blah, 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 that thing. And we're going to need a little bit more. We're going to need a piece of gold, and we're going to need to craft ourselves a cannon barrel. So we're also going to need some more compressed iron. We're going to need some more compressed iron, and we're going to need to set up some glass. And we need to set up this little fella right here, the pressure gauge. So it looks like we're going to need 5 pieces of gold altogether. All right, 5 pieces of gold. Let's actually go ahead and write this down. Let's see, 5 gold. And then we're also going to need 9 tin. And then this would be 6. So 16, 18 pieces of compressed steel. Okay, so thing is though, making this actually yields us 8 pressure tubes. So I think what we're going to want to do is kind of set up a different system to where we don't have to rely on that all the time to have to compress steel. So I'm thinking we're going to probably want to do something, probably like a chest. We're going to pretty much want to have something that says, hey, we want to keep this amount of this in there at all times. So we're also going to need to make levers. That's going to be fun. What color is this chest anyway? Because we need to... Blue. Okay. Alright, guys. I am going to be back in just a second. I'm going to do a little bit of crafting. I'm going to make another ender chest real quick because we're going to need to set ourselves up a chest to produce ourselves a little bit of gold constantly. We're going to have glass, but I think we can set up some stuff for that. But we're going to need gold and a little bit of cobblestone and sticks. So I'm going to set that up in our ender chest. Be back in just a minute. Alright guys, and we're back in our compact warehouse. I went ahead and set up a few things. I went ahead and crafted up a redstone furnace, just something real basic and easy. Just use the basic machine frame, something simple. And we're going to go ahead and set ourselves up on this blue ender chest. This is going to supply us with a constant supply of iron. We're also going to set this up to give us constantly 10 pieces of gold. So it should request those and bring those in here. There they are. Nice. I'm also going to go ahead and tell it I want 10 wooden sticks at all times and 10 pieces of cobblestone. It's like, oh wait, what? Why are you doing that? There we go. So there we are. Now we have everything I believe that we're going to be wanting and or needing. I also want to go check something out. I believe we told... one of our machines in here somewhere had to craft sticks. I want to say we did. I think it might be this one. Okay. I think if we take a look at this, now we can also compact this a little bit more than what we actually have. I just thought it looked kind of cool the way I had it set up currently. But we should be able to fix this up and make it look a lot better later on. So looks like, I don't know if we have a system to make sticks. There's one way to find out though. Request 30. Nope. Not at all. Alright, well, let's do that real quick. We're going to grab ourselves a logistics crafting table. We're just going to do a quick and dirty one. Crafting logistics pipe. We'll do that. So bloop, bloop. And we'll just toss this guy right there. And that guy right there. We're going to grab ourselves a couple planks. We'll just do this. Grab ourselves a log. Come here, you. Doop. And a doop. And from here, we just do that. We're done. Basically, just import it. Thanks to Teddy's amazingness for telling us about that. Otherwise, I probably would have never figured out what that import button did, but one day I'd probably click it and be like, oh, I feel like a big dirtbag. So yeah, that's my life story. There we go. We got this coming outwards into here. Now, we want to set ourselves up with our blue ender chest out here. Now, as far as the glass is concerned, we're going to be needing some glass, and that's what the redstone furnace is for. I'm going to grab some item ducts. We should have no more impulse item ducts. Okay, that's kind of stinky. All right, well, I think we might be able to process a few of these up real quick. We are going to be looking for our new employees very, very soon. I think, in fact, next episode, I'm going to be doing some more of that. And I'm also going to be setting up a appreciation wall for everyone on my Patreon, as described on there. And I will be setting up some more rewards on that very soon into this brand new year, because, well, that's pretty much what I had planned and in mind already. I'll be putting up a vlog about that very soon, in fact. So this should be good. I think that'll be fine. We'll come back and grab the rest later. Keep an eye on them for us. Shadow, don't worry. I'll come back and get those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of burrow down underneath here, and we're gonna say the excess that we actually get from our pulverizer here. So this is gonna send like excess pieces of sand. It sends it back into our crafter to make even more sand and sandstone. I kind of like that, but let's set this up to kind of give us a oh yeah, don't mind this. Fred was down here earlier and making some noises. Didn't quite appreciate it, so I took care of the situation at hand. And that's where I was playing with redstone. Don't mind me at all. Alright, I think that might work. I think that might work very well. I think it'd be a good idea for us to set up our power line there as well, underground. So, oops, you go away. No, no, wait, what just happened? That does not belong there. You belong there. All right, now follow. Oh, yep, there was a hole there. That's what you get when you're not looking. All right, and we'll bring this guy up right here. This is where we're gonna be setting up our redstone furnace. Now, we don't want him just sitting on the ground all crazily like, so we will probably bring him up one block, and we'll do a little bit more with that in a minute. In the bottom of this, we're going to go ahead and set up on the configuration. We want bottom to be blue, and I don't know how we want this to export quite yet, but let's go ahead and rotate this at least this way, and we'll have it export out the right. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, we may go ahead and grab ourselves another inserter. Flip this guy around, so that way he can actually pick this up and export it out the side here. I think this is going to be our, because we're not going to be needing a whole bunch of glass, so this thing will wind up just filling up, and I think that's going to be just fine. So I think we're going to probably grab ourselves some flux ducts. If we have that many left. It doesn't look like we have that many. We need to set up something to mass produce these things, because these are just like downright the best things in the world. I love them. And in fact, I believe someone was actually having some problems with flux ducts in the world, setting them up to like restricted and stuff like that. I think you really want to kind of poke around with your flux controller if you're having some issues. I think that may be what you want to look at doing if it keeps setting it to like restricted and stuff like that. There we go. We got power coming in. We got power coming in. Your flux controller, mine is actually set up inside of my control here, my power control facility. I had to stop and think. You might want to poke around with these a little bit, and if you're actually playing in my world, I need to set these up and set these up to all public. In fact, let me just go ahead and do that right now. Public. There we go. Hopefully that'll fix, and I'll try to get that up for you guys on the next world download, which may be pretty soon, in fact. So we got that set up. We got this. This will be bringing in ourselves some sand, and the sand's going to be cooking up right into glass. So we really want to set this up and start flipping this on yet again. Now this, we're going to probably want to grab and set this up on round robin, or I don't know if it's actually going to round robin itself. If it does, that's just going to work even better. So we're going to sit here, let it see if it actually does that for us, and just kind of wait. And while we wait, let's set up some crafting ourselves. All right, so back to our minigun progression. And let's see, we're gonna need a block of compressed iron. So we said we're gonna need kind of like 18 pieces here or there. So let's set this guy back up here. We're gonna add this to 18. That's actually gonna give us way too much. I wonder if there's if I'm gonna have to set up a system to where I can have to cycle between the two. Or, you know what I could do? I had an idea. We could set up 2 separate redstone frequencies. So we'll have one to actually set up for everything else but the pressure tubes, because we need to set up a system to automatically craft pressure tubes, unless we set this all back up into our network, our logistics pipe network, which wouldn't be such a bad idea either, and then that way we have a better control over our actual compressed steel, or compressed iron in this case, I'm sorry. Looks more like steel to me, but that's just me. So we could do that both ways. I'm not quite sure if that's what I want to do just yet. Looks like it's not really coming back over. So we may want to set up ourselves a servo. All right, let's see what we have. A servo. Room 4 servo sounds just fine. Pop that guy right there. We're going to go ahead and set this to ignore, and we're going to round robin. Here we go. So now, once this actually extracts sand, we should, for sure, get some over here. Oh, there it is, into our redstone furnace. This is going to cook us up into glass until this reaches a full stack, and anytime it needs it, it'll just pull it out. So we're going to get to that in just a minute. Let me kind of do a little bit more conthunking here. Alright guys, and we're back. So I've been kind of doing some thinking, and well, I'm gonna kind of go away from the inserters and switch over to a logistics pipe system over here. Just its own standalone, independent logistics pipe system. So I went ahead and made a logistics power junction, set it up with some basic logistics pipes, moved our shipment crate over with our ender chest on the inside. No changes there. I went ahead and supplied on the inside here a provider module on an MK2 chassis, which probably don't even need an MK2 chassis, just need a regular chassis, because we should only just need a provider module inside of here. So nothing changed, just a provider module in there. Actually, I think what we could do, we could probably make a facade as well. Let's get one of those going. Make this thing look nice, make it look proper, right? I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's jump over to our processing facility and see if we can make this a thing. So if we toss this in there and that, no? Hold on a second, uses, oh right, we needed 3. I keep forgetting we need like 3 of those. No problem, no problem. We'll just do that and make you happen. And we should get it popping out here in just a moment. Perfect, all right. This should look very nice. I'm trying to make it look nice in the process, guys. So here we go. Let's put this guy. Will that work? Oh no, it closes it off. Drat. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe there is a way to do it. I'm just kind of uncertain at the moment. So we'll just kind of leave it as is. Did I lose that? Oh, there it is. Give it back to me. I want it. I think. Yeah, there we go. All right, so pretty much the system I currently have set up, I'm going to be using a compacting drawer like we've used in our compact warehouse. This is going to be setting up for our compressed steel. As you can see, I have a whole heap ton of compressed steel because, well, or not compressed steel. I keep thinking it's steel. It looks like steel, okay? Come on. I mean, seriously, it's close enough, right? Compressed iron from Pneumatic Craft. I have a whole bunch of it because, well, I was testing the button and stuff before, and we are still going to be using the button and stuff, but we're going to be using it a little bit differently. So we're going to basically be telling this to supply a compacting drawer with a certain amount of compressed iron. So we have a supplier logistics pipe here. I'm going to tell it, we'll say a stack at a time. So let's go ahead and hook this up here in just a second. So we got a crafting logistics pipe coming out here. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm actually hoping it will. I'm thinking this is the right way of doing this. So on our export, we want our crafting logistics pipes here. We have set up on this, the input, a satellite logistics pipe. Satellite ID 1. So basically, we're going to be telling this to send a piece of iron to the satellite pipe 1, and doing so, we will get an output of a compressed iron ingot. So as soon as we hook this up, it should start sending a stack of iron into our input, and pressure chamber is going to do its thing. It's going to export it and should send it right into our compacting drawer. Hopefully it's not going to send out and make a mess, but let's find out and see how this is going to do. Oh, there it goes. And we should be seeing, oh, there's a stack of iron going in, doing its stuff. We got a stack of compressed iron coming out. Is it seriously going to be sending that thing in individually? Wow. Well, at least we don't have an excess amount of iron just being exported out of our chest. That's a good sign. I like that. So crafting logistics pipe. Okay, maybe what we need to do here is upgrade this to the MK2 version, so that way we can actually send out more at a time. So let's go ahead and pick this up. We're gonna pop this guy down, and we're gonna go ahead and set this up to, say, 1 piece of iron on this guy yields 1 piece of compressed iron. So now, hopefully, I didn't mess this up, but we should be seeing an export coming out. I did see some more iron make its way into there, so I don't know how this is gonna work, and if it's possibly confused. Okay, we got 41 just sitting inside of there. I guess it's just sitting inside there ready to go at a moment's notice, but it looks to me like we are doing just fine. So if we say, for instance, we pull out 1 compressed iron, it sends 1 right back in. Are you serious? Wow, that's like almost perfect. So, oh, it's just sitting in there. Oh. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's good or bad. So partial, pretty much. I think that item's just gonna sit there and despawn over time, so maybe we just need to clear this thing out and have it like reset or something. So currently we're empty. Whoa, hello. Go in there. I know, I'm using a lot of iron for this, but it's okay. So we got a whole bunch of compressed iron in there. This opens up, and as we can see, it's exporting not all of it. Huh. I don't know why it's doing that. That's kind of strange. No worries. No big deal. Alright, so with that being done, we got a supplier module set up there. We want to tell it, hey, this is how much we want all the time. I do have an active supplier module, and I'm thinking I might be setting that up here in just a moment. I'm thinking I'm just going to replace this guy right here, and let's say, because I believe this is only hooked up to this, so let's go ahead and set this up. So I think, yeah, a stack. I'm going to set this up to a partial. So now we should have everything set up in there. I also want to set this up on a provider module. So let's go ahead and take a look, make sure we're on a proper provider module. Let's just go ahead and say that's fine. So pretty much it should be able to read from this inventory whenever it needs it. And if anything, I think we might be good. Because this way we don't have to like use this thing to constantly keep telling this or keep pulling out our glass out of here, so it just keeps, you know, making a whole bunch. We'll set that up there to make another one of these guys here. Actually, I might have to move that. I don't know. No, I think it'll be all right. And then we'll just set up another provider module. I have plenty of provider modules, which is a good thing. And we'll just pop that there. Why did you do that? Didn't tell you to fart that out. Stop farting. There's nothing that needs it. You shouldn't be doing that. Stop farting it out. Oh, wait, hold on. It's got automatic, that's what it's doing. Automated output. Let's just get rid of that. That's why it's doing it. Stop it. I said stop it. Did you just do it? Stop farting it out. Reconfigurable sides, redstone control. Are you done? Are you done? Okay, I think you're done. Finally. Unless you're waiting to get 16 and then you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do it again. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. 16? Haha! I have conquered you, my friend. Alright, so at this point, this is going to be pretty easy. So I went ahead and got a tier 3 crafter ready to go and set up. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to probably want to set this little fella up. Let's go ahead and pull this out to here. And let's get our tier 3. So I went and set up the, I thought I set up the recipes. Did I not set up the recipes in this? Tier 1, tier 1? Guess I didn't. Huh, okay. I was kind of poking around with the recipes, but it doesn't like me, so that's cool. Alright, we're just gonna route this right on top of here. Or possibly on the bottom side place. Supplier, crafting. So this guy's doing that. We need to tell this guy that when he gets a signal, because we're gonna probably be setting that up with this, like that, and then we'll set up on to activate. So that should like activate it when we like do that. That should do that. I just want to be able to know whether or not my logistics pipe system's going to be properly working. Sounds like my lasers are working just fine though. Did you get them? I hope you got them. Using up all my power like that. Gosh. That's insane. Oh, it was a creeper. Huh, guess I got him. Took all that to kill that creeper, huh? Holy cow. Alright, so we got the basics of this system partially set up here. I'm going to go ahead and run through. I'm going to start adding our crafting recipes in here real quick. So we want to make our minigun. This little fella right here. So we need to tell this guy, this crafter here, that he needs specific things. We got our pressure tubes here. We have our pressure gauge, our lever. We're gonna need some gold to tell this guy, hey, we need, well, gold. So let's grab 4 pieces of this stuff. And let's go ahead and do this real quick. So pressure tube. We need to tell this thing actually how to make pressure tubes as well, so we're gonna need a piece of glass. It looks like no. Let's also put that there. Okay, cool. So if we hit this button, we can see there is no minigun. If we hit this button, we have a minigun. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that, guys. I love that. All right, so I'm going to mess around with this real quick. I'm going to see, I think I need a supplier module on this. Yeah, I think we need a supplier module. I think that's what we're going to be doing real quick. So I'm going to set up a supplier module telling this guy what it all needs currently. And I don't know, I might need to set up a different crafter for the pressure tube system. And then set up a crafter specifically for just the crafting of the minigun with our other components. That might be a better idea. All right, so let me poke around with this, guys. I'll be back in just a minute, and hopefully we can finalize our production of this guy right here. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, and we're back. I gotta say, I think this is actually working. We have ourselves miniguns. This is awesome. I love this. So what I went in and did, I had to move this logistics power junction over so that way the provider module inside of our MK2 chassis here above our redstone furnace would actually work. With that actually sitting there, I guess it just kind of got confused. So I believe the chassis only have to be connected to one actual machine. In that case, it was actually kind of technically two. But as soon as I moved this and placed it, it started working. So we got ourselves set up inside of this chassis here, an active supplier module telling it we want always 2 pieces of cobblestone, 2 sticks, 1 piece of glass, 1 compressed iron. I went ahead and just set a stack of compressed iron ingots and 5 pieces of gold. Those are all feeding from here as well. Also fed from our main system and also from here. This telling it basically everything it needs to do, all of the compressed iron it needs. I don't know if it's wasting. It looks like it is because there's just like compressed iron sitting in there, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe you guys know, let me know. But pretty much all we got to do is just hit this. Check this out, watch. Minigun. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. And then all we got to do, if we're ready for another one, minigun. Minigun. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Oh, I love that so much. Look, minigun. It's so cool. It's like as soon as it's done, minigun. Oh, yeah. This is going to be great. Now, I do see a little bit of an issue here. We are getting a lot of pressure tubes being built up in here, so we're going to have to poke around with that in just a minute. But let's go ahead in the meantime, and I see this actually back here. Yeah, I could kind of see where this is going to be an issue, so we're going to have to figure out what the deal is. But we do basically have it set up and ready to go. We just need to set this up and say minigun line, and just set this to create. I don't know, something like that. So there we go. All we gotta do is just do that and just mix us a minigun. I love that so much. So pretty much all we have to do is if we take some gold, gunpowder, and compressed iron, we're gonna set this up a little bit later, but it makes us gun ammo, and this is actually what's used with our minigun. I'm assuming this actually comes pre with oh, dude! That is awesome! Oh my gosh. Nope. Sorry, we're not testing on a horse. We have to test on something. I need to see how much damage output this thing has. I think we killed everyone here. Oh wait, no we didn't. Hey, bandit! Got something for you. Okay, I gotta say, this is pretty good. Oh yeah! We are the masters of destruction. Eat minigun! You ain't got nothing on me! I don't want to close his gates, but I cannot believe how much... That is insane, not to mention we can actually craft these with actually like other potions to... we could probably do like weakness on there as well to make them even weaker. So that way, every bullet, it's like it does more damage. So yeah, whoa, I didn't know that was all under there. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call that there for today. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Probably an excessively long episode today, and I'm sorry and I apologize for that, but we made miniguns. Oh, yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any helpful tips, tricks, or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. If you guys rate the video, greatly appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you guys then. Goodbye.